Hey guys, how you doing? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report with your MLB baseball preview and prediction for a Wednesday, Hump Day, July 21st. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your day. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are using a mobile device. Today's podcast brought to you by bullpenpicks.com. Anybody can play, anybody can join. You want to follow the top pickers each and every day right here at bullpenpicks.com. Your leader is Muss at 845, Shanzun at 796, and there's Mags at 780. Mags made a comeback here. He made his first pick since June 26th, so welcome back, Dom, and glad to see you back here at the website. All right, let's take a look at the Raymond Report. Now, guys, what I'm going to do today, I'm going to go through all the basics, what I always do every day, the SBI, the trends are your friends, but I'm going to include the full Raymond Report. Now, when I do these podcasts each and every day, I bring the computer picks, and this is like the Cole's Note version of the Raymond Report. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to handicap two full Raymond Report games. I'm going to handicap the Boston Red Sox Toronto Blue Jay game, and I'm also going to do the San Francisco Giants LA Dodger game. Now, I'm taking some of the best games of the day, and that's how I'm going to do the baseball reports. And it'll be the same way when it comes to NFL, college football, CFL, when football comes very shortly. But I just got a feeling that a lot of new people who come to the Raymond Report think that this is the Raymond Report right here, right? The Cole's Note, I call this the snapshot, right? This is like the snapshot, the Cole's version of all the information you want in one game. And what I'll do is I'll handicap the full games of those two games that I just mentioned, and we'll get to that in just a second. All right. Now, if you are new to the Raymond Report and you're wondering who is this guy, what's he doing, what's he all about, my name is Ron Raymond. I'm a 5-time sports handicapping champion. I started this industry in 1996. I wrote a book called Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets. In fact, if you've been following my YouTube channel, I've been releasing one tip a day in the month of July. Most of those tips are from my book, and hopefully you guys are enjoying that. I'm the founder of the World Series of Handicapping, going to season number 10, Pro Football Contest, season number 10. And if you go to our website, I've developed over 20-some websites in the industry since 1996, and you can see them all here. Those are the top ones. And you can just go to the site, click on the links, and you get to see some of the work from the last 24 years. Now, if you are interested in the membership here at atsstats.com, we're running a promo right now. If you use promo code FB21, that's F as in Foxtrot, B as in Bravo, 21, get 20% off. You will get, once you get there, you click on any of these for the sports, you'll get my 10-star game of the week, the 5-star best bet game of the day, the 4-star over-under winner, the 2-team parlay of the day, the system play of the day, and my upset special, my underdog top play of the day. And those are inside the members area. And I also have a premium section where I release my investment picks, and those are right here under Ron Raymond. And you can get that each and every day with membership right here at atsstats.com. All right, we got all the business out of the way. Let's get to the SBI, the Sports Betting Index. And what I do in this segment is I always take a look. You know, my good friend, I say this all the time, I should just get a little banner, this post, Ross Benjamin's tip of the day, that says, you got to think like a bookmaker, right? And a little plug for my buddy Ross Benjamin at rbwins.com. If you guys don't know Ross, one of the best handicappers in the industry. In fact, if you go picks Ross Benjamin right here, you'll go to his website, and a little plug for my buddy Ross Benjamin right there at rbwins.com. But all right, back to this here at Major League Baseball. We're going to think like a bookmaker. And what has come in the last 7 days, right? I look at this like the stock market, right? Are we in a bull market, a bear market, or a neutral market? Because what goes up must come down. Favorites can't win forever. Favorites can't lose forever. So you got to find that happy medium. And the one thing I always recommend, if you're in a bull market, lower your limits of what you're wagering, right? Because you just don't want to get caught in that reversal. And right now on the 7-day average, we are neutral. So fire away if you like those 5-unit plays. 53% of the favorites have come in the last 7 days. And we're also neutral on the over-unders. In fact, on the 3-day average, we've noticed a bit of a run here the last couple days on the overs. So we can see on the 7-day average, 6 of the last 7 days, the favorites, the overs, have taken the day. And there's that reversal I was talking about yesterday, right? It was since April 22nd that we saw that the underdogs had a 3-day or more winning streak. In fact, if you go down to April 22nd, right down here, you can see it was a 5-day winning streak. And ever since then, the underdogs, the most they've ever won in a row was 2. and we're right back to favorites, right? So keep an eye on the markets. And again, this is the SBI. It's with your membership here at ATS. You just go to dashboard. And once you get into your dashboard area, this is your dashboard area. This is where all the tools are happening here at ATSstats.com. Go to SBI right here, and it's going to take you to the page here. NBA. Well, congrats to the Bucks last night. They're finished for the season. So now we're going to focus on MLB and football, right? Everybody's getting geared football. Click on MLB, and it'll take you to the SBI, the Sports Betting Index. This is my Dow Jones Industrial. All right, let's. So here's one thing I want to show you guys here today. Again, if you know how I handicap and the Raymond Report, the Raymond Report is based on 3 key fundamentals. It's based on value. I always say shop for value. The percentage play. You got to play the percentages and the performance cycles, right? And when I look at cycles, I look at short-term cycles and long-term cycles. And what I did here is I went to my database and I said, okay, let's take a look in the last 45 days to see what divisions are the hottest, what's coming in the overs, and who's been the hottest teams, right? So when I look at here, I look at the American League West. There's something out in the water in the West because the American League West are winning at a 54.19% rate, and the National League West at 50.4. Now it's nothing to to really get excited about, but it is compared to the other division. American League East 50.5 as well. But so 47.7 for the Central and 49.3 and 48 for the East and the Central Division of the National Leagues. Now, the reason I do that is because I believe, if you watch my tip videos, I believe the teams in your division make you stronger, right? If you're not playing against good competition, they're not going to get you ready for the playoffs. And I feel that good competition just makes you better. And just look at say the National League West, right? San Francisco, the Dodgers. You don't think that they're making each other better? And so I look at that scenario. Now let's take a look at the last 45 days to see which have been the hottest teams. There's the Red Sox at 25-17, Toronto 21-18, Baltimore struggling, as Joe Namath would say. Team that I like, Tampa Bay, they're going through a bit of a hiccup. They didn't have a great month of July, and June. And there's Minnesota, man, they're not the same Minnesota from last year. The Red Sox 25-15 the last 45 days. Kansas City not doing well. Cleveland 8 in Cleveland. Hey, little was a Jim Mora saying right there. 22-19 for Detroit. Hey, Detroit 45 days, right? So if you're looking for value and you're looking for say a nice underdog, look at Detroit last 45 days. 22-19. Oakland 24-17. Seattle's been a good money line team this year. They've been making the bettors pretty happy this year. Angels, surprisingly enough, 22-18. Look at the over last 45 days. 24-14-2. Texas 13-27. You don't want to touch Texas. Houston 29-14. Texas might be the hottest team right now in baseball. Miami, those scrappy Marlins letting me down. Let me see. Philly 22-17. Not a good night last night in the Bronx. Washington, the Mets 23-23. Cubbies 17-25. Cubbies are a bit disappointing right now. They're not playing some really good baseball. Same thing with the Cardinals. But look at that. See that division? The National League Central Division. We just talked about that at the top. Pittsburgh 16-23. Those are the teams that are bringing down those divisions, right? Cincinnati's playing some good ball. They run into a buzzsaw on the Brew Crew there last weekend. Speaking of the Brew Crew, there they are, 27-15, maybe the second hottest team after Houston. San Francisco, 25-15. There's the Dodgers, 27-15, and poor Arizona, 10-32. And the Rockies, almost at 500 here, above 500, 21-20. San Diego, a little bit of Jekyll and Hyde syndrome, right? They're Jekyll at home, but they hide on the road. And those are your hottest teams the last 45 days in baseball. It's always good to recap those teams to see exactly who's who in the zoo. And if you are new to sports betting and you're saying, you know what, I just want the picks, I just want that. This ain't a drive-through window. This ain't, going to McDonald's and you get in 2 minutes you get some food through the hole, right? You got to invest your time. You got to invest in what you're doing. If you're putting money into your sports betting, don't think it's a quick fix, You got to really invest and do your research. Watch these shows every day. The one thing I can tell you to do right now is subscribe to this channel, watch this show every day, and pick up on the little tips that you're getting, especially if you're new to sports betting, right? I get a lot of emails saying, I'm new to this because, it's legal in my states now. So people are new to sports betting. And I say, I do have a tutorial here. If you go to Ron Raymond's odds, go to RR system, you'll see my tutorials if you got a weekend to kill, a lot of 17 videos right there on sports betting. And I know you might say, wow, 17 videos, are you nuts? Hey, you want to make money, you want to invest, learn about how to learn to be a winner, right? So we'll hopefully we can help you right there. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to break down the entire game between Boston and Toronto using the full Raymond Report. This is my full tip sheet, and guys, this tip sheet is for every sport, every game that you can get each and every day right here at atsstats.com. I'm only going to do 2 games, and then I'll get to the computer Coles Note version. So this way, you can see exactly what we have to offer here at atsstats.com. All right, let's kick it off with the Red Sox taking on the Blue Jays. Now, that game was rain delayed last night in Buffalo. I was going to say Boston there, but it was in Buffalo. They're going to be in Toronto pretty soon. Garrett Richards now going to go up against Robbie Ray. And when Ray goes for the Blue Jays, they're 9-8. Robbie Ray's having a pretty good year. You know, when you compare it to the last couple of seasons, he's really found his groove back here in Toronto. Garrett Richards 10-8 when he starts for the Boston Red Sox. And when I look at their record, 5-5 for Garrett Richards with an ERA of 4.91. Robbie Ray 8-4 in a year, ERA of 2.93. So you can see Robbie Ray's having a pretty good run. 5-5 the Blue Jays are in the last 10 games. 4-6 for the Red Sox. Now the over-under pretty much at 500 for both teams. Now shop for value, right? What's the value on this game? Now the line, the bookmaker, wow, this is a pretty hefty price here in the Blue Jays and Robbie Ray. Minus 185. My line was 125. Minus 125. So when you look at the value report, Toronto overvalued today against the Boston Red Sox. 10.5 is the over-under. Minus 179 was my number. You're getting 175. So you can see you're getting excellent value here on the Boston Red Sox. We just, you're running into a buzzsaw pitcher in Robbie Ray, who's found his groove right now. Now, the chances of winning the Cal is at 53% compared to 40% for the Toronto Blue Jays. And your KOGO, which stands for chance of game going over the total, is at 43%, meaning a 57% chance of this game going under the total, and that's where I think I'm going to lean here on this game. Now, looking at some of the side edges, and I'll show you why it says 15-4 here in just a second, and it says 13 overs when you compare these two here, and 7 unders. So those are the total edges. I'm going to show you that in a second. The strength of schedule of both these teams last 7 games. So you can see Boston playing some rough teams and Toronto playing the beatables. And you got an A neutral team. A stands for a team that is 60% or higher in the standings and up against a team that's B neutral. So they are either 4-3 or 3-4 in the last 7 games, and they've been neutral for 2 days now. They're 2-5 at home against teams that are 60% above in the schedule. Only face A teams 7 times at in Buffalo, right? 5-2 to the over, and for Boston when they're on the road against those B-type teams that are 50 to 59.9 in the standings, 20-11, 14-16-1 to the over/under. Now, you can see Boston's record on the year, 57-38, and they are 29-19 on the road, where the Blue Jays 48-43, 22-21 at home at Salem Field this season. And the last game was a 13-4 romp for the Boston Red Sox over the Toronto Blue Jays. They scored 8 runs in the first inning, so maybe a day of to regroup there for Toronto might have helped them here tonight. Now the Boston Red Sox have a big look-ahead game here. They got the Yankees on deck, where Toronto's going to New York to face the Metropolitans, the New York Mets. Now, when the Toronto Blue Jays are a home favorite this year, they're 16-18. So, when you're tagged a favorite, you got to win your favorite home games, right? And Toronto right now not winning those games at home, averaging 5.91 runs for, giving up 5.24, and the road dog Boston Red Sox 20-11, giving up 4.58 runs for, and allowing 4.06 runs against. In the last 10 games, you can see they're 4-6, 8-7 in the last 15. So you can see they had a little bit of a losing streak going here, but they got that win the other day. But looking at Toronto, they're both the same type of situation, 8-7 in the last 15. Numbers are very identical. And you can see the pitching match history here for Robbie Ray and Garrett Richards in their last 10 to 15. Down here is the last 10 games, the last 7 head-to-head meetings. And then over here is the SBI that we talk about, home underdog rolls and all that. So if you want to take a look at that when you're doing your research. Now here's some of the trends that we have here on today's game between Boston and the Toronto Blue Jays. Now the Boston Red Sox on the road this season, 14-6 on the road against division foes. So really good record here for Boston, 12-8 to the over. And let me see here, month of July, 5-5 on the road, 13-5 against obviously when they're coming off an American League East division opponent, and coming off a win on the road, they're 21-12, 11-5 when they're coming off a win as a road underdog. And some of the other stats that I saw here, let me see here. There was one, right here. So any team this year, Major League Baseball team that's coming off a 9-run win, the under is 9-3 in the next game. And when you look at some of the Blue Jay stats right here, Toronto, one thing I want to bring to your attention, Robbie Ray, a southpaw. The Red Sox, 7-7 against southpaws on the road this season. And for Toronto, they're 2-8 coming off a loss versus a division opponent this season. They are 8-13 against division foes this year at home. Got to win those division games, right? You've watched my tip video. You got to win your division games, especially on the road. You want to be a road warrior. Like the old Ric Flair chant I said, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And right now, Boston and Tampa Bay, it looks like the teams you got to beat in the American League East division. All right, so we do, so those edges I was talking about up here that you see, that 15-4, that's all the check marks that you see right here. Anytime we have a stat that's 60% or higher, that's what these check mark represents, and that means you have a bit of history leaning on your side. And we do have a lot of overs here for Toronto, right? But I do like the under in this game. Again, when home teams coming off a 9-run loss, 10-3 to the under. So I do like the under. The only thing I don't like about the under is Garrett Richards pitching for the Boston Red Sox. You can see in his last 5 starts, they're giving up 6.6 runs against in his start. So I don't think I'm going to touch that game. And if I were to play this, I do like Robbie Ray. Robbie Ray's been looking pretty good. But, I do respect the Boston Red Sox. So as much as I would love to bet this game, I think this game might be a pass for me. But again, I'm just breaking down this game to show you guys. Sometimes when you're handicapping a game, when in doubt, get out. Don't force a pick. There's 14 other games to go on the board. But if you are handicapping this game and you were wondering, man, you just spent 5 minutes talking about this game and you didn't come up with a pick. Yeah, I just did. When in doubt, get out. That is the pick I'm giving you guys, because to me, is there value? Yeah, if you like the Boston Red Sox, you got great value on the Red Sox. The percentage play, you do have the percentage play going with the Garrett Richards and the Boston Red Sox, but that's my only concern is Garrett Richards, right? If he gets rocked early and you got Robbie Ray, who's looked pretty good in his last couple starts. In fact, let me take out some of his stats here for Robbie Ray in his last few outings. In fact, in his last game, he went 6.2. Like, he's averaging over 6 innings pitched in his last 6 game. He had 0 home runs in his last 2 games against. Only 2 walks, 8 Ks, 11 Ks against Tampa Bay. Man, yeah, Robbie Ray is in a zone right now, and I don't think you want to bet against that. But if you are going to play this game, I think the under is where you might want to lean, and that is my my lean, not a pick, a lean on that game. All right, that was the Boston against Toronto game. Now we're going to handicap the San Francisco Giants against the LA Dodgers. Now, Logan Webb's going to go here today for the Giants. Giants, another big win last night over the Dodger Blue. Well, actually, sorry, it was a loss. Hey, I went to bed, they were leading that game. So, see, when you're on the East Coast time, guy, and you go to bed early, that's what happens, right? You don't see the final score. 8-6 final. For the LA Dodgers, Julio Urias going to go here today for the Dodgers. They're 15-4 in his starts, 7-3 for the Giants when Logan Webb goes. And looking at the computer pick, is going to lean with the Dodger Blue here, 3.7 to 3.5. The over/under is set at 7.33. 6-4 both teams are in the last 10 games. Looking at my line value here on the Dodgers, minus 189, and you can see 195 for the Giants. The chances of winning, 52% for the Giants, 53 for the LA Dodgers, and your Kogo is at 42%. Now, looking at the PVI SOS, which stands for Parity Value Strength of Schedule, and both these teams, A-type teams, so teams above 60% in the standings, and when the Dodgers are at home against those type of teams, they're 4-4 straight up, 5-3 against the number. And when the Giants are on the road against those A-type teams, pretty good number here, 7-5, 6-6 against the over/under. Now, the Giants 59-35 on the year. Same thing with the Dodgers, 59-37. They're 31-15 at home, where the San Francisco Giants, I like this fact that they're not a Jekyll and Hyde team. They're not just overpowering at home. They do the same thing on the road, 29-22. And as a road underdog, 17-14, And the Dodger Blue, tough at home. Never been an underdog at home this year. 31-15 as a home chalk. And let's go down and look at some of the stats here. When it totals 8.5 for the Giants on the road, they're 9-3 straight up in those games, and they're 13-10 against division foes. And let's take a look at some of the other numbers here. 4-3 against teams that have a 61-70% win percentage on the road. And let me see here, left-handed pitchers, 12-9 versus southpaws. And let me see some of the over-under trends. See, nothing here, not a lot of edges for the over-under. And looking at the Dodger Blue, lots of edges right here. 19-8 coming off a win, 18-6 coming off a home win as a favorite, 6-1 coming off a 2-run win in their last game, and 7-3 and coming off a win in game 2 of a series. And versus right-handed pitchers, 23-13. This is gonna be a tough spot here for the Giants. 8-3 Dodgers are 8-3 the last 30 days. 12-5 the last 45 days. And if you recall, the last 45 days of teams, Dodgers are one of the hot teams, right? So where's the value here tonight? Minus 164 is the price on the Dodgers. And you got 158 for the Giants. Now the value lies with here. I have 189. So you're getting value on the Giants, believe it or not. Bit expensive, but you're getting value, but you're also getting great value on the Giants. So that's a toss-up. The percentage play, a 1% difference going to the Dodgers, and the performance cycles. So you look at these edges, 23-2. So give me the Dodgers here tonight. That is your play on the Dodgers versus Giants. All right, let's get to the remainder of those games. So again, that was the Raymond Report. That is the full detailed tip sheet. You know, this is a lot of work in the making, right? This took me years to build that just to perfect it to where I want it and how I feel what's important in when I'm handicapping the games. And I cover everything. Like if you've seen all my videos, you've seen all my work, you know I dot the I's, I cross the T's, and sometimes it's paralysis by analysis, but you get the good information, right? All right, let's kick it off with the Orioles taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. You got Michael Wacha going up against Keegan Akin. Now, Akin, he's been rocked in his last start. Only lasted 3 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs, ERA of 8.19. I don't know if I'm going to touch that. I do like the Rays in this one. 5.01 to 3.9. The over-under at 8.91. San Diego taking on the Atlanta Braves. You got Chris Paddock going against Kyle Muller. And we do like the Braves in this one. 4.2 to 4.1. The over-under is set here at 8.38. And the Braves coming off a 2-1 win over Yu Darvish yesterday. So big win for the Atlanta Braves, who are 46-47 on the year. The Mets taking on the Cincinnati Reds. Marcus Stroman going up against Jeff Hoffman. And the last time Stroman has won a game was June 12th. That was 7 starts ago. So he hasn't won a game in 7 starts. And looking at our line, minus 134 is the bookmaker's line. Our line is 153 down here. And we do have the Mets winning 7.5, 3.7. The over-under is set at 11.2. Kansas City taking on the Brew Crew. We like Milwaukee in this one. 4.3 to 4.4. The over-under is set at 8.8. Eric Lauer going up against Brad Keller. You got Seattle taking on the Rockies. Just missed the over last night. I had the over in that one. It was 11. It finished 6-4. And today we have Kenyon Middleton going up against Austin Gomber of the Colorado Rockies. 172 is the price tag here for the Rockies, and we do got them winning 5 to 4.71 for Seattle. And Seattle now on a 2-game win streak, and the last 3 games between for the Rockies have gone under the total. The Bucks taking on the Diamondbacks. We got Arizona winning 5 to 4.8. The over/under at 9.84. Max Kranick going up against Madison Bumgarner. D-backs now on a 3-game win streak. That's a big thing for them because they're not having a great year. The second game of the doubleheader, we do have the Chop Shop winning again here. That's a 5:20 start, 4.2 to 4.1. The Yankees taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. No line yet on this game, so once the line does get released, this will change, so I'm going to pass for now. The Marlins taking on the Nationals. The Nationals winning 6-3 over Trev Rogers yesterday and the Miami Marlins. And we do like the Nationals with Eric Fetty going here today against undecided for the Marlins. 4.8 to 4.1. The over-under at 9.04. We talked about this one here, the Rain Report. 6.7 for Toronto. 5.2 for Boston. Texas taking on the streaking Detroit Tigers. Tigers are now on a 5-game win streak. And Matt Manning going to go up against Jordan Lyles today of the Texas Rangers. We do like the Rangers here. 4.2 to 3.6. The over-under at 7.86. And Texas, though, be careful on a 7-game losing streak. That's not too good. Chicago taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cubbies coming back and yesterday winning 7-6. And Kyle Hendricks going to go here today for the Cubs. Their ace, 14-6 when he goes for Chicago. He's up against Adam Wainwright for the Cardinals. We do like the Cubbies in a low-scoring affair, 3.7 to 2.2. The over/under at 6. The Tribe taking on the Houston Astros. Man, that was a woodshed game last night. They took him right behind the woodshed. 9-3 win for the Stros. $225 is the price tag for Lance McCullers Jr. against Eli Morgan today of the Tribe. And looking at the forecast, 4.7 to 4.07 favoring Houston. The over/under at 8.82. The Kogels at 55%. So it does like it to go over the total. White Sox taking over the Twins. Now, big win again yesterday for Chicago. Winning, winners win, right? They find ways to win. This was a tie game, and Chicago found a way to scratch back and win that game. That's why I say follow winners, right? Winners win. Dylan Cease up against Michael Pineda here today of the Minnesota Twins. 4.3 to 4.5 favoring the Twinkies, and 62% chance of winning compared to 36 for the White Sox. And we'll see what happens here today. And the game between the Giants and the Dodgers, I broke that game for you. We got the Dodgers winning 3.7 to 3.5. All right, let's get to the segment of the Trends Are Your Friends. Always a fan favorite here at the Raymond Report. The Brew Crew, 11-1 as a 160-180 home favorite, and the total's 8.5, 9-5 last 2 years. So when the total's between 9.5 and 8.5 and 9.5, I'll get that out there. 11-1 for the Brewers. The over, 11-1 for the Padres as I'll pick them the 120 road favorite coming off a 2-game losing streak. I don't like that trend as much because you got a doubleheader today, so I would recommend you pass that one. Toronto, 10-1 on hump day as a 180-200 home favorite the last 10 seasons, but they're really not at home, right? Let me see here. The Brew Crew, we got them already. The under in the Tribe game, 10-2 for Cleveland as an away team, and when they're on a 5-game road trip the last 3 years. So when they start missing some home cooking, you can see the under starts to come in, right? Rockies, 10-2 as a 160-180 home chalk during a day game the last 3 years. So if you like Colorado today, they do well during day games as a 160-180 chalk. And let's finish off on a high note here. Let's go to a current season trend. I like those. Let's go with the Reds here. The over, 9-2 for Cincinnati as a home dog this season. So 81% for the Cincinnati Reds during the day. Was it I say day games or 1 second? Where was it again? The over. Where's the over? Man, I'm just losing it right now. Hang on there. Let's go Cincinnati. Oh no. I'll find it here. Or maybe I said Reds, right? Yeah, let's go Reds. Yeah, there we go. 9-2 for the Reds as a home team, as a home dog this season, 81.8%. All right, not losing it. We found it. All right, folks, don't forget, you can get my 5-star best bet, my 4-star over-under bet, the dog of the day, the system of the day, the 2-team parlay with your new membership here at atsstats.com. And again, why not get 20% off? Use FB21, get 20% off your next membership package. And what you saw is what you get here today when you buy a membership at atsstats.com. All right, a little bit long today, but I wanted to really show the power that we have here in our stats and what we bring to the table with our Raymond Report. The Raymond Report is not just a Coles Note version of the computer pick. As you've seen, it's a very detailed tip sheet, and you can get that for all the sports and right here at atsstats.com. All right, folks, don't forget, if you do enjoy the show, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner. And as always, have a great, fantastic day. Shop for value, play those percentages. We'll see you back here on Thursday with another Major League Baseball preview and prediction show. Cheers.